Yo, I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. Look, I don't care if you don't like Jay-Z or not. If you don't like them bars, what's wrong with you, bruh? What's wrong with you, bruh? Yo, what up? It's your boy Black with Black TV. We'll give you reviews and hip hop news. And today we're doing a retro review. Yes, that's right. We're doing a retro review on Jay-Z's American Gangster. But first, don't forget to hit subscribe to Black TV for more views, more reactions. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell to be notified for more videos. And in the comment section below, tell me your favorite Jay-Z album of all time, or tell me why you dislike Jay-Z. And why, if you dislike Jay-Z, why are you even watching this video? You're just curious about what I'm gonna say? Put that in the comment section below. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start on this iconic Jay-Z album, American Gangster. Jay-Z's American Gangster turns 12 years old today on November 6, 2019, and it's Jay-Z's 10th studio album, his 10th studio album. And if you have no idea what this album was spawned off or anything like that, it's basically a soundtrack off of the movie that's titled the same title, American Gangster, starring Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe. And that movie is totally amazing. It's a movie about the rise and fall of Frank Lucas, you know, one of the most notorious drug dealers in Harlem history. And they were coming out with a movie, and Jay-Z decided to make an actual kind of like a soundtrack of the movie, like, you know how Kendrick Lamar did with Black Panther. Yeah, Jay-Z did the exact same thing with this project. This album basically came off of Jay-Z's 2006 album Kingdom Come, which is kind of like his comeback album off his retired album, the Black Album. And that album was totally trash. But this right here, this album personally is in my top 5 Jay-Z albums of all time, and it just sounds amazing, bruh. This album sold for 425,000 copies its first week. When around that time, that was pretty good album sales, because streaming really wasn't around at that time. And you know, if you at least went gold or platinum that first week, you did very good, bro. You did very good. But let's go ahead and talk about this cover. This cover is very reminiscent of the opening scene of American Gangster. If you actually seen it, when Nicky Barnes and Frank Lucas walked through this little store, and Nicky Barnes was basically well, no, not Nicky Barnes. What I'm talking about? Huh? Bumpy Johnson was, explaining to Frank Lucas about the business of being a gangster or whatnot. And I like Jay-Z for picking this cover for the album. But let's go ahead and talk about my likes. The one thing I actually like about it is how the album actually comes on. Like, it's voiced by Idris Elba, and it's basically talking about the ins and outs and do's and don'ts of being an actual gangster. And it sounds very cinematic, like you're actually listening to a movie. And for as the structure of this album, how it's framed and everything, it's a very dope intro. And like I said before, if you haven't heard this album, if you haven't heard anything, this album is a very accurate representation of how 1970s soul music is mixed with rap music. And Jay-Z, as far as one of the biggest artists to ever, like, rap artists to rap over sampled music, this is a perfect segue for artists like Jay-Z to come in, especially with track 5, No Hook, sampled by Barry Wright, Love Serenade. Like, this song right here, this is one of my favorite samples off the album. And this song has one of my most favorite bars in the whole album. Jay-Z says, "Please don't compare me to other rappers, compare me to trappers. I'm more Frank Lucas than Ludacris. And Luda is my dude, I ain't trying to diss. Like, Frank Lucas is cool, but I ain't trying to snitch." Bars. But I will say this, my favorite instrumental on the whole album is track 9, Party Life. It's like a very, you know, soulful, pimpish type feel to it. And he also said some nice bars in this song too. Like, he said he sports so much fly-ish, he should win an ESPY. Oh. Then this man said he's off the wall like Michael Jackson. The other niggas is Tito. I'm sorry, I had to trip off of that for a sec. And the feature choices on this album was pretty decent. You know, he got, you know, Beanie Siegel on track 10, Ignorant-ish. Like in this time, you know, Jay-Z split with Rockefeller and all this and whatnot, but actually having a Beanie Siegel and Jay-Z song on this album was very epic in this time frame. And I will say that in that time, this song instrumental was used the most by other rappers in this genre, because, you know, I know on Drake's So Far Gone, even Drake and Lil Wayne killed this instrumental. Even I tried to rap on it, but that's a whole different video. But my favorite song on American Gangster is track 6, Rock Boys. Like, it has a perfect mixture of party, it's hype, production, horns, and it sounds like a actual rap song that came from the 70s. And I will say, you know, this is a perfect single as far as what Jay-Z picked off of this 15-track album, and it's in my top 10 favorite Jay-Z songs of all time, Rock Boys. But that's just my preference. But there are some dislikes about American Gangster. Like, for one, like, the song choices in the beginning of the album was pretty bad. Like, I understand what he was trying to do with track 2, Pray, which he was actually talking about, rapping about the life of drug dealing, the highs and the lows. And on track 3, American Dreaming, where he was actually talking about making it big in the industry as far as drug dealing. Like, I could understand the content he was presenting on those songs, but those songs sounded really dry compared to going into the album with like track 8, I Know, and track 11, Say Hello, and even track 12, Success, featuring Nas, which they just went totally hard. And even with track 14, Blue Magic, which you would really think that this will be the highlight of the album. Like, this song was produced by the Neptunes, and it sounds totally out of place with the whole album. Like, it just sounds like it don't really belongs in the album. And I can see why it was a bonus track. I don't know if it was because it was just a song he wanted to put out, or it was because of Pharrell and the Neptunes, but I don't know. But this song could have been left off. But my least favorite song on American Gangster, which was really a letdown for me, is track 4, Hello Brooklyn, Part 2, featuring Lil Wayne. In this time, Lil Wayne was in the height of his career, but how Lil Wayne have a garbage verse on this song? And this song sounds more of like a Beastie Boy song rather than a Jay-Z song. Like, it also sounds out of place. Like, it don't sound nothing like any other songs on this album that sounds more 70s type, more soulful. But this song sounds like more of a rock song, like that Beastie Boy type feel. And this Lil Wayne verse was pretty meh. He didn't have no phenomenal metaphors or anything on this, but I was just really let down with Lil Wayne. So yeah, Hello Brooklyn 2 was my least favorite. But let me go ahead and rate Jay-Z's American Gangster. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 because personally, this is like a dream album that I would love to hear Jay-Z on. Like, just a whole bunch of great samples on here. Like, he had samples from Hank Marvin, New Earth, got a Marvin Gaye sample on here, and he also have Ronald Isley and the Isley Brothers on here on track 10, Ignorant-ish. Like, you can't ask anything more of a Jay-Z fan to get an album like this. Like, if this album isn't on your top 5 Jay-Z albums, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Jay-Z's American Gangster a 9 out of 10. But the most important question is, what do you think of Jay-Z's American Gangster? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell me some of your favorite songs off of this album. Tell me what you like, and tell me your favorite Jay-Z album. Like, my personal favorite Jay-Z album of all time is the Black Album, and that's for a whole nother video. But tell me your favorite Jay-Z album, your top 5 favorite songs, whatever. Put that in the comment section below. And with that being said, I holla. Don't forget to hit subscribe too. Hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I holla. Next time on Black TV.